Hello, how are you? My name's Yianni, and Yianni sounds really good, doesn't it? But in actual fact, Yianni's Greek for John, right? And I use Yianni because look, I was raised with Yianni at home, so obviously we all start up at home, and then that's what our parents call us. So it was, yeah. Well, in actual fact, it was in Greek. It's Yianni, like Yianni. Yanni, like it sounds like yucky, right? So when I was growing up, I was called Yanni, which is the Greek accent, or Yanaki, which is Johnny, right? So, and then when I went to school, this was a very long time ago in Australian society. So we all had to have anglicised names, right? So I'll never forget. Like there was a girl I went to school with called Esmeralda, right? And she had to be called something else. So they called her Margaret. And then Dimitri became James. And then Yianni became John. And in actual fact, when I was growing up, I remember my name went from Yianni to John. And then my teacher wouldn't even write my surname. It was just too difficult. Zinonos, which is very manageable nowadays. She just used to say, I can't write your surname. It's too long. I can't pronounce it. This is my teacher, Miss McMurray. And she just used to write on my book, John Z, just Z, and then that's it. So, so Yianni became John, or a lot of people called me Johnny as well. But I was still called Yianni at home and by my relatives. But then when I got older and I studied fashion because I wanted to be a famous fashion designer, things have changed. Anyway, so embarking on my career in fashion and then after going on a holiday to Cyprus, where everybody called me Yianni all the time, I thought, you know what, I want to go with Yianni, right? So I went with Yianni and then I had to go through this arduous task of everyone saying, oh, hi, John. And I'd say Yianni, as in to correct them. And they go, sorry, John. So eventually everybody was coerced and forced into officiating Yianni. Now, if you want to really, really piss me off, right, call me John. That really annoys me. I hate being called John, okay? Famous fashion designers are not called John. Okay, you would, Yianni sounds better. In actual fact, the pronunciation of my name changed, at least 25, I reckon about 25 years ago when I dated this guy called Richard and he was from LA, right? And so he used to say, Yianni, oh, hello, Yianni. And I thought, hey, not only am I using Yianni, I'm going to change the way people say it because if you look at a lot of our names, right, then the things that change are also the way that they're pronounced, right? So he'd say Yianni, and then I picked up on the way he said it because it sounded even better. So it was like, hi, my name's Yianni, like Yianni, so it even sounded like more exotic. And what I think is interesting is that like there's certain cultures, for example, like a lot of Chinese and Arabic people or Muslim people, where they adopt like they go from their original ethnicity language to adopting Anglo names. But like being Greek, it's actually the opposite. Like you go from your Anglo name back to your ethnic name because it sounds like a restaurant or a cafe or a fashion label. Like, would you go to a restaurant called John? Like, hello? No, you wouldn't because the John is like considered a toilet, okay? Like poo-poo, toilet. So no, you wouldn't go to a restaurant called John. Would you buy a fashion label called John? No, I work in fashion, you'd buy a fashion label called Yianni because it sounds exotic, it sounds ethnic, it sounds a bit Italian, it sounds restauranty, it sounds fashion label-y. So this is the whole thing that I'm getting across because like there's a lot involved in our names, right? So there you go. So Yianni is Greek for John, but please don't call me John because if you call me John, I'm going to get really, really annoyed with you, okay? So it's Yianni. Look, For years, I even had a TV show, very, very successful community TV show called Yianni's City Life. It went really well. Like, how well would it have gone if it was called John's City Life? Like John, like forget it. Like not John, Yianni. I look like Yianni. Look at me. Greek, olive skin. Okay, middle-aged. That's another story. That's another scenario. So, like I said, it's Yianni. Thank you very much. There you go. I'm glad you've got the record straight. Bye.